Hi there. Welcome to Apple World. The Jake Paul versus Nate Diaz battle should happen on August 5. However, throughout the course of recent weeks, there have been various circumstances that have happened that might place it at risk. Yet, who is at fault? Is it on Jake Paul's side or Nate Diaz? We'll look at every one of the critical subtleties in the present video, so try to stay close by till the end for the full scoop. Another preparation routine appears to have been laid out by Jake Paul in anticipation of his impending summer battle against UFC whiz Nate Diaz. The 26-year-old experienced a rout before this year when he dropped his eagerly awaited match against Tommy Rage in Saudi Arabia. Paul will, in any case, get back in the saddle on August 5 to take on UFC veteran Nate Diaz. What's more, the Issue Kid has unveiled how he intends to battle Nate Diaz for the rest of the ring before their 10-round battle in Texas. The previous Disney station star utilized Instagram, where he has 23 million devotees, to transfer a video of himself hitting a balancing sack inside an exercise center. In any case, as should have been obvious, Paul was rehearsing while at the same time puffing on a cigarette and fiercely punching the sack, preparing my lungs for 10 rounds. He composed the subtitle for the smoking photograph, Paul Diaz on August 5, which is a truly problematic method, to put it daintily, in spite of the fact that essentially he's endeavoring to make it, in any event, a battleground by blacking up his lungs before the battle. Many individuals had their blended sentiments on the video, with posts like this large number of individuals blowing up, presumably chugging a vape while composing. Damnation definitely brought Sigs back, preparing his lungs for 10 rounds of chemotherapy. On the off chance that you're making an appearance in 2023, you want to get yourself straightened out. That must be quite possibly one of the most terrible enslavements individuals have. The reality they make it taste of this large number of various outlandish foods grown from the ground costs them £1 to make something dodgy. Along these lines, you won't ever pass up any future VIP recordings like these. As the vast majority of you would be aware at this point, Paul and Diaz have as of late chosen to expand the battle, which was initially simply expected to go 8 rounds to an entire 10 rounds, making it the longest battle of every contender's vocation hitherto. What's more, Diaz trusts that when the two battle in Texas, the additional rounds will be for his potential benefit. On the off chance that I will get taken out, being right off the entryway or the following 3 rounds is going. Be that as it may, in the event that not, it resembles you're in hot water, and I'm as of now able to get taken out. Might it be said that you will get worn out, get your butt whipped, and thump the out? Jake Paul has likewise pronounced that he will consent to do anything Nate demands as far as rounds and different subtleties to set up the battle, as proven by his past tweet. Jake Paul likewise figures the battle will be over rapidly. Anything he desires, expressed Paul. I'm prepared. It won't go that long. I believe he will be sharp for several rounds, yet there's no way to stop me. I'm quicker, I'm more grounded, and I'm a better fighter. He will approach. He doesn't have head development. He's attempting to pressure me. He will get diced up. I see it finishing in 4 rounds or less. Throughout the course of recent weeks, Nate Diaz has purportedly requested that his fight with Jake Paul be deferred so the previous UFC lightweight title challenger can keep utilizing Mary Jane. The Stockton Warrior tweeted, "We must move states," alongside a gif of Homer Simpson disseminating into a haze of cannabis smoke. In any case, Paul's group has clarified that the session will not be moved to accommodate Diaz's smoking propensities. As the battle draws nearer, numerous UFC contenders have been giving their forecasts on how they see the session going down, and some of them are extremely amazing, to say the least. Michael Bisping legitimizes Jake Paul's extremely shrewd pick of Nate Diaz as a rival takes the greater, more dangerous fellow, and that is the reason he picked this battle. You understand what I mean? Bisping said this on his Accept Me digital recording. What's more, I really want to believe that I try to backpedal. Obviously, I do. It's an incredibly shrewd matchup. It's an extremely shrewd pick. Despite the fact that he credited Nate Diaz for his phenomenal game over the course of his time in the UFC, he has great power. He wobbled Leon Edwards in that 5th round. He wobbled Conor McGregor in the subsequent round. That is the manner in which he got that success. Presently, before we go any further into the video, I'm intrigued to hear your folks' contemplations on how you see the battle going down and in what style. Presently, it's a 10-rounder. Could you incline more towards Nate in the event that he can endure the early attack? Or has Jake been doing the discipline or unadulterated boxing for a really long time and he'll complete him in any case? Remark beneath. Nate Diaz's previous rival of the BMF belt, George Masvidal, really went on to Jake Paul's digital recording and gave his considerations on how he sees it working out. Nate is most certainly going to have the experience over you, and he has insane perseverance, Masvidal told Paul. I think the initial round will let me know a great deal. He has extraordinary cardio, and I think, particularly in boxing, he will make a simple change. I would consider every one of the classes you could have in combative techniques. Boxing is something that comes extremely naturally to him. He will be a good fighter. What has been fascinating to see online is the finished part of assessments of how fans see the battle play out on the grounds that there's blended posts, like Nate is the person with perseverance, and he loves to stand and box. Man, you will get raped. I love it. Nate is going to put this kid through SEAL school. Ha ha! Brother battled one fighter and returned to the resigned contenders. Taking into account that individuals are so parted, how about we look at the pair's latest preparation film to see who's really being more appealing up to this point? We should get it. We should get it. Okay. Lovely. 30S. Gracious. That is great. Lovely. It's cool. It's reasonable. Jake is a way more impressive and dangerous warrior. The initial few rounds will be fundamental for Jake, and he'll require them on the grounds that the more it goes on, the more you will need to go with Nate. Not even in light of his power. More of his consistent tension would burden Jake and slow him over the long run. Gracious. You. The fighting film wasn't really awful. Yet many individuals had their considerations on Nate Diaz's pad work and many ideas he was messed around with. Brother. We know this looks awful, however, Nate's forever been this and wrecked everybody's face with his strain. Man. I think Nate needs to find an unconventional way to deal with the win against Jake. He should do things that are not normal boxing, as he will get taken out, in the event that he is not confounding Jake and hurling him from his essential boxing matchup. What's more, that last remark is totally evident. To win the battle, he needs to make it sketchy and abnormal on the grounds that there's no possibility he's outboxing Jake Paul for 10 rounds. Jake has had 5 to 6 strong, long periods of exclusively zeroing in on boxing, though Nate Diaz has prepared throughout his life in numerous disciplines. In reality, Jake Paul had the option of a knockout. Anderson Silva demonstrates that Nate Diaz ought not be as difficult to beat since, in such a case that you put Anderson Silva versus Nate Diaz in a boxing ring, Silva is winning the entire day.